fellas, ladies?
Ladies and fellas, hey.
And I don't know how questions are going to go. Can we go on here?
I'm going to go on here and hoping. Here, give us a second here. We're trying to dial ourselves in. All right, so. Where the hell? Home? Why am I not? All right, here we go. All right, I'm in. All right, so I'm going to try to take care of anybody. If y'all have questions, throw them up here.
So I'm going to try to take care of anybody if y'all have
This
questions.
is throwing me way off here. I'm going to have to turn the volume down. All right. Yeah, here we go. All right, so I got this muted now. If y'all have questions, hopefully I can see them, and we should be able to get going here.
Our nice green screen.
Yes.
We got nothing to put up.
Yeah, we
probably could have, but
I don't know if we. Yeah, I don't know if we can.
We probably can on there.
Probably on that thing, but anyway, we're going with the green. We're going with this beautiful green screen back here that we had that generic thing before, and I got it fixed now. It's pretty tight. Looks good now. But
So
anyway.
this looks like
We got 8 people. All right, sweet. So anyway, we're here tonight. We're talking mainly about the Warning Show.
Yeah.
We wanted to do a wrap-up video for the concert, and just working 12-hour schedules, it just didn't pan out yet. So anyway, tonight's the night.
Well, and it just gives us a trial run on this too.
Yes. We want to kind of do more live and
Get everybody involved.
yeah. So we're kind of hoping that this is something that we can do more often and get other, like I said, people involved. Look, we already got a couple questions, or at least people popping in here. Did they exceed expectation? Oh, hell yes.
Yes.
That show was awesome.
Yeah.
I knew going into that show that it was going to be a great show, just because I've already seen, some live footage from them. And, wow, yeah, I had posted some videos on my YouTube channel, and then I tagged Hops Metal Show into it, so I'm hoping that I had some people fly over from this channel over
And
to
check his
it out.
stuff out because his is actually a little closer than mine, so he don't have them big ass poles in the way.
Well, I kind of had to do a little wraparound. So the very beginning of 2 of my videos were a little crappy, but anyway. So, yeah, it was a great show. It ended up, I think sound quality-wise, they were top-notch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
definitely.
just...
They're on their game.
Yeah, and I had a lot of people commenting how well the sound was just off of my videos. I don't know if you had any
For this
videos
stuff,
that you posted, yeah.
for the fan, I mean, that was even fan cam stuff. I mean, phone with cell phone, and I thought it still sounded great.
So it looks like we got Cody from Wyoming. Hey, Cody, how are you?
How are you?
We got Fred in the house, and I'm going to try this. I'm probably going to butcher your name, so I'm sorry if I do. They are petite. All right, so I'm going to try this. Osvaldo? I hope I said that right. Yes, they are petite. Those ladies are small.
Yeah.
But they rocked it out like they were 20 feet tall,
Yeah.
like they were giants.
And they played like they've been doing this, like the pros. I mean, they're the pros that they are.
They were amazing. And I was kind of upset. Richmond, of course, is the capital of Virginia. I was expecting a little bit bigger crowd.
I wish it would have been at the National also.
I kind of wish it would have been too, and really, I don't know. I don't know how all that works as far as like the politics of venues and whatnot, but
It's weird looking at that.
I know,
because
yeah, I
everything's
can't pay
set away.
attention to this video. I'm just kind of looking at the chat room here, but I don't know. That club is kind of weird. It's a 2-story venue. I had previously been to that same venue at the lower level, and this time we were on the upper level. The upper level is supposed to be a bigger area than the lower level, And honestly, I think it was about the same. The only difference that I noticed was the stage is more barricaded off and it sits a little higher, whereas the downstairs area was a little bit lower. And I don't remember even having a barricade. I saw Death Angel, Ex Mortis, and there was another opening band. I can't remember their name, but they were really good too. But that show, I remember there was a lot of poles upstairs at the Warning show, and downstairs was about the same way. There was a lot of poles in a way, just support. It's an old building. I did hate that part of the venue.
Yeah,
all those poles in a
the
way.
poles were my big issue.
Yeah,
But-
they sucked. But anyway, it was downstairs just as much as it was upstairs too.
I guess should we just take them a walkthrough of what our whole?
So yeah, all right. Well, I got so Fred comment down here. You said, "What is the story with the guitar?" Are you talking about the one with Lizzie? If that's what you're talking about, throw a yes or no down there, or tell me what you're actually talking about. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. We'll get back into that in a little bit, but yeah. So we get to the venue. We drove around for. It seemed
trying
like
to get into that parking.
yeah,
lot.
there was a parking lot right beside of the venue, and we could not figure there was some road construction and all kinds of stuff, and it was a pain in the ass to get
But it
in.
gave me time to chug a beer.
Yes,
So.
yeah, and you chugged a couple shots and
Yeah.
a couple beers, and I didn't even realize you had done that. Yes, all right. So Fred says yes. Did Lizzie give her a guitar? Yes, she
Yes.
did, and that's how awesome Lizzie Hale is. She gave her. I'm not perfect on guitars, but I think it was an Explorer, and it was very cool of her to do that. That's showing how much of a professional person that Lizzie is. That she recognized how good those ladies were, and
Well, and then the one guy that we had talked to that follows them all around, like it flew in to see them. Remember, he had said that it was kind of like the passing of the torch.
yes,
He felt
I
like.
agree. Yeah, I agree with that too.
And I thought that was the best example to put it.
Yes, I agree with that totally. So we got Terry Minotaur, 420. I saw the Warning July 13th at Blossom Music Center, in Ohio with Hailstorm and a Pretty Reckless with Lilith Czar. Was a good crowd, and the show was awesome. I bet it was, because we saw Lizzie and Hailstorm
Yeah.
on their very first album,
With
opening for
Shinedown.
Shinedown, and
Incredible.
even then, they were awesome. And that
Super nice too.
yeah. And at the end of that show, we walked outside, and they were all outside by it's a main street out in front of the venue, and they were just standing right out there for everybody to come out and hang out, and they took pictures. We got a picture with Lizzie.
Yeah, I don't know if we
got a
could do
picture
that
with,
nowadays,
Yeah,
but-
and I know we got a picture with a couple of them. I can't
Yeah.
remember if we ended up getting the whole band or not, but I know we did get a couple pictures with a couple of band members. So that was a good time. But so getting back to the Richmond show, it was just them and Mag Dillon, and that. Before we got there, we had looked. Well, actually, the night before, we'd looked it up, and Mag Dillon wasn't even scheduled to
Yeah.
be there. And when we talked to Mag Dillon, they said it was kind of a last-minute deal for them.
They drove 13.
Yeah,
what,
they found out the
13
day
hours?
before, and they had to drive 15 hours? I think.
Yeah,
it was-
13 or
yeah, yeah,
15,
it was a lot, and they had to drive, pretty much from what did they say, Michigan?
Yeah, Minnesota. Or
Minnesota.
Something.
Or
It was on the interview.
Yeah, it's on the interview, so go check that out too. But yeah, they had to drive like 15 hours or so to get there, so that was a milestone for them just to rush down there and to do that.
Yeah.
But so yeah, anyway, we finally get to park. And we have some guy yelling at us through the fence. There's like all kinds
mean,
of, like I
we know
said,
more
there's
than
road
got out of the
construction and
car.
stuff, and there's like fencing and all kinds of stuff up because of the construction. Hey, Tom Cruise, thanks for visiting. And you're always on here. Glad to see you guys with those awesome shirts. Hey, yes, we got these at the show.
At the tour.
We needed some new and Hop
And
got some.
I got the autographed version of the news. I actually have some hard copies of their stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
how cool
so-
is that?
Yeah, because we've been trying to get hard copies of,
Yeah.
of that stuff.
And the shirt's a little tight because
Yeah, they had
we
no larges. So I had to go XL, and I'm usually a large, and he had to go to medium.
which I'm getting too tight for a medium, but we won't get into that. But yeah, that thing, I don't even know if they had larges in anything.
I don't think they did. And well, they had 2 shirts, and that was it as far as shirts.
Yeah, and
shirts
then
wise,
CDs.
I don't think they had any hoodies either, did they? I'm pretty sure they didn't have hoodies.
I don't know. I mean, because it's like there's so much stuff that happened that night that
Yeah, it was. We were rock stars. I
Yeah.
felt like we were rock stars anyway. Hey, Frank J, nice shirts. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So, and oh, wait a minute. We got. I'm gonna probably butcher this too.
I'm glad you're taking care of this.
Borlira. Nice to joining you guys. Greetings from Monterrey, Mexico. Hey, thank you.
Thanks. What
Homeland
time is
of the
it there?
Warning.
Just out of
It
curiosity.
should. So we're looking at 11:10 here, where we're at. You might be about an hour off or 2 hours tops from Mexico. Oh, look, Jerry says 15 hours from Michigan, so he was paying attention. He watched that.
I'm telling you, Jerry is the go-to for the memory bank.
Yeah, he's the memory bank. Anyway, so getting back to, we finally parked. We finally got the venue. We're actually parked right in front of the tour bus for the Warning. And we get out and we're trying to figure out how to pay to park. It was all, you had to download the app. We had to go through all that crap. So anyway, some dude hollered. We were getting ready to walk off, and some dude hollers at us, and he's on the other side of this fence, and he was like, "Hey, I watch you on YouTube." So I'm not sure. I don't know if you ever told us who you were on YouTube, but if you're watching, thanks for hollering at us.
That was
because
awesome.
That
That
you were the
started the
first
whole
one.
night.
Yeah, that started the whole night. So anyways, he hollered at us. We go over there, talk to him, and anybody that's coming up to us, we always give them a sticker, a guitar pick. Of course,
And
we're
cool
getting
week.
low on all this stuff
Yeah.
too, so we're probably gonna next. I don't know, when we go to see GFM, we might end up running out of stuff at that show. But
I
anyway,
hope it don't ain't like trying to get hats.
yeah, the hat deal, yeah. So anyway, we'll get into that later. But so we leave there, we walk over, we go past, and we hear some small
Yeah,
talk,
hear,
some small
like,
chatter of some people recognize
Hey,
this.
they're the reaction guys.
Yeah, so we go get something to eat. There's a pizza place right beside of the joint. We end up running into a guy. So we're 2 hours away, a little over 2 hours away from where we live to where the venue is. And so we get down there and just go up to the bar because we didn't have to wait. Some dude sitting beside of us. We're talking to him. He's actually going to the show. Come to find out, he lives like
Probably 2 blocks from the guy that
a friend
we
of
have
ours, a
that
friend of
has a
ours.
get together.
And he lives like, on the other end of the town that we live in. So he's probably 20 minutes away from us. But
and that's who we sit beside of all chances.
yeah, of all the people we talked to at the bar, is
And he
some
was there
dude
to
that
see
was
the
like
Warning,
right
you
in
know.
the same area we are. And I'd like keep
Yeah, I don't
messing
know
with me
what's
there.
going on there.
But so anyway, we talking to him, and then we go back out of there, and then we get into the club. I'm getting nailed. Angel caught me, and I can't remember the dude's name. I think I actually, where's my phone? I wrote down people's names because I knew I would not remember them.
Yeah, because when we went into the club, I was a little behind because I was looking at the merch stuff, and I seen String over there talking to some dude. So I'm like, well, I'll just go over there and I'll just kind of hang out, wait for him. Well,
It
next
was
thing I know,
Ben from Bath, North Carolina.
is that the dude?
Yeah.
And he come over and started talking to me.
Yes. So Angel nails me. Super cool guy. We ended up talking to him. He
Yeah.
bought us some beers. Awesome guy. And then you're talking to Ben. So then we ended up talking to both of those guys. Well, we got some pictures with a bunch of people. Well,
Yeah.
with a handful of pictures with some people. So we're going to try to post them at some point in time.
Yeah,
And-
there's people from like the Warnings fan.
Yeah,
group
Reggie
pages.
from the Army.
I mean, he come up to us and said, can we get our picture taken here? And we're like,
Yeah.
well, sure. It's like we're not used to this. We're here to see the Warning.
Yeah.
It's,
So all right, so we got a couple more comments on here. Strong Dad says GFM ? And the Warning ? Oh yeah, you guys had great taste indeed. Amen. Thanks to the followers for introducing us to those bands.
because I don't know if we'd have found either of these
we
bands
may
on our own.
maybe I kind of see maybe not GFM but Warning
Yeah.
over GFM. Just because I think with the whole hailstorm and stuff, we might have maybe came across them more so quicker than GFM. So we got G-Man, Mueller, love GFM too. Yes, they are. Yes, they are great. Terry Minotaur 420 says, I don't own a car, so I rented one and drove 2 hours to the show. That is awesome. Strong Dad there is talking with Tom Cruise. Did you ever get the flag signed? And no, we didn't. Actually, we totally forgot about even taking the flag with us. We should have, but we didn't bring that with
Well,
us.
and we were just so overwhelmed. I don't even know.
We probably would have forgot it even if we took it in with us. We probably would have forgotten because just everything kind of hit us at once. Wayne Mitchell says Rush was #1 3-piece band, now retired. Green Day is now #1. Unless they retire, then Warning will take over as #1 3-piece rock band. Yes, there's a lot of 3-piece bands, but as far as up there, as far as recognition wise and rocking it out, I agree. Rush, they're probably.
I'd probably put ZZ Top.
Yeah,
in
well-
that. I mean, it's not Dusty's not there no more, but
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
I mean, their legacy
Yeah.
alone is pretty big.
Yeah,
I
there's
think.
a lot of 3-piece bands
Yeah.
out there, but I'd say I'm not a huge Green Day fan by any means, but I'm not going to say
I
that,
respect what
yes,
they've
I
done for the
agree.
music business.
Yes, I agree with that. And Warning, yes, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with,
Yeah.
and anybody else that's lagging behind, they're going to be left in the dust. So
Well, and it's like Leslie said, anybody that they play with, Leslie's like, I had to bring my A game every night. The interview I
Oh,
heard with
yeah,
her, she was
yeah.
like, these girls are making me work hard. Which she's like, I love it, but she's like, you know they're right on your heels.
yes,
They're hot on your heels.
Yeah, they are definitely. They're going to be leading the forefront
Yeah.
in a short period of time. That's how great they were. So anyway, let's get back to the show part of it. So we get in there, we're talking to Angel and Ben and Reggie and a couple other people before the band actually started. And then it wasn't too long that Magdalene was playing.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Angel a good bit, and I was trying to pay attention to the band and talking to Angel, and and check out the whole scenery, and just do the things you do when you go to the concert. I like to people watch a lot too, so I like to just see what people are doing and how they're engaging with the bands and whatnot. We were standing back a little bit at that point, but so.
I heard a song that I
So
knew.
you thought that that's what it was, and it ended up being that song, but it was the Alanis Morissette. You ought to know. Magdalene was playing that, so he goes up. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna record this." So he goes back there and is recording, and so the singer comes out. He is totally oblivious. The singer is right here in
'Cause
front
of,
of
I
him.
guess, all
He
that.
is just locked on to the stage, not even paying attention to the singer's right here, and he catches like you said, like
Yeah, I
a
could
red light.
see her mic, I guess.
Yeah,
Mic
it was-
light.
So, and she's like right there, and then like
She
she's
was already
gone.
going before I even realized. And we even talked to, if you watch an interview, we talk about that. I don't know
Yeah.
if that might have been off camera.
No, that was on there. Well, I think we might have talked about because she jumped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she
And
kind of
she
came
even-
in late and came.
She even
jumped
said where I felt like just ripping the camera out of
No,
his
she's
hand.
yeah. She was going to take the phone out of you and out of your hands, but that was pretty funny. So we talked to her after they got done.
I had to redeem myself. So then I ended up scoring an interview in the process. So
That
that
was
it
good,
all
yeah.
worked out.
She
And she was cool about
yeah,
it.
she was
so.
very cool about that whole thing. But so anyway, so we were kind of just chilling out and talking while the Warning crew was setting up their stuff.
And they were good. They were a good opening band for the Warning
Yeah.
because they put out a lot of energy. Plus, we had told them in an interview the crowd did not leave
No.
while they
No.
played, so
I-
I think they liked it too.
Yeah, I think the crowd. I don't think I saw really. There was movement around. People going back and buying shirts and whatnot. But pretty much the whole time, everybody was up
Yeah.
front. I mean, and like I said, I was kind of disappointed in the crowd size, but there was still a good amount of people there. But I don't know what the actual number was.
Yeah, I don't know.
At the end of the night, but
I
that
wouldn't even
venue
wanna
is not
guess.
very
I'm
big by
not.
any means. I'd say maybe 200 to 300 people, and that might be pushing a little bit.
No,
It was-
it might have been more than that.
I don't know. I'm
2 to
not
3
good
maybe.
to judge crowd sizes, but so we got a couple more comments on here. Power Trio from Terry Minotaur 420. Indeed, a very good power trio. G-Man Mueller says Revenant played on Friday, about had me in tears. Radio Rafa Hansen was the best trio ever. I'm assuming that was so funny. Terry Minotaur 420 recently watched their show in Mexico City. I did too, and there was a dude when they streamed it live. I made a comment on there, and I got a lot of likes off of that. But there was some dude singing, and he was singing with everything he had, and you could tell he was there to win it. And I made a comment and said that dude ought to start a band because he had his heart in that music. Let me get. I done lost my track. Recently watched their show in Mexico City. Great show and a huge crowd.
Was that
at
the one?
Metropolitan Theater? They did all of their stuff. So
Was that the GNR show? Wasn't that the
no,
open for
no,
GNR?
that show has not been done yet.
All right.
That show's they did the two. The first show was at Mexico City, was sold out. The second show was a couple days later, or might not even have happened yet. It was. I want to say it was
remember
like 3 or
seeing it,
4
but yeah, I
days
can't
apart from
remember
each
what
other.
the-
But and maybe we can. I don't. Obviously, I just watched what was streamed. What was streamed was only 20 couple minutes. Was the show actually longer than that? If anybody, Terry Minotaur says he watched their show in Mexico City, so I don't know if you were there. The crowds are going to, amen, they are going to grow. And that's why I'm kind of really surprised Richmond was so
I wonder
short.
if it's because,
There was a lot of shows on
mean,
that
there was
tour that was sold
three-
out.
but there was the cancellation and then.
Well, and maybe that's why that show was not as packed, because that one was like a makeup show,
Yeah.
because when we were supposed to see them a while back. All right, so G-Man says an hour and 50 minutes long, so yes, or somebody else says an hour and 40 minutes, so that's awesome. I kind of thought 22 minutes. I didn't catch all of that show. I was trying to watch some of it, and I was getting tired. I had to go to bed, so work life sucks.
Yeah.
It's on tomorrow, Monday, but it should be sold out as well, and very well may be by this point. That was Tom Cruise. They were all in white. That was the thing about the stream. It was so far back. You could see them up there but it was very kind of small there. It was hard to see, but that dude in the back, he was in it to win it. So anyway, we'll get back to the show. The warning comes out, and it was amazing time.
Do you want to tell them about
Angel?
Yeah, Angel with his money.
Angel had said before the show, I tried this one other time and nobody recorded it. I said, brother, I got you back. He was like, when they play money, I'm going to throw out money. He's like, when they say it's all about that cold hard cash, the money's going to throw. So he had a wad of like fake money. And it actually says, that it's not real on it. So the first chorus where she sings that, he throws it up, and it was like it all stuck together. And I was on it. I had it recorded. And I was standing right behind him. And the thing was, before they came on, he bolted, so I didn't know exactly where he was at. And it just happened to be he was in front of me there at that point. So he does it. He throws the money out, but it all stuck together. It didn't, fall apart. And so I was like, oh. And he knew what it did. He saw it too. And I don't think anybody really paid attention to it. And so they get to the second chorus. And I told him, I said, we're getting it this time. And so he does it that time, and I could see it. I caught it on the camera, and it did its thing, and it flew out there.
It didn't stick together that
No, it
time.
didn't stick together, and it actually flew out like I really was hoping it was going to. And I don't think really anybody paid attention to it. And he said if it gets a lot of reaction where a lot of people are like diving down for the money, I'm not going to do it anymore. And I kind of watched the crowd after it, and I saw how well it did the second time. He didn't throw any more on the third chorus, but I saw like one person. It was like, I think they thought about it after the fact, and so it was a little bit after they looked down, and I saw them like bend over and like, I don't know, I couldn't see them then after that, so I couldn't tell
Probably
what the
picked it up
reaction
and
was.
like,
But yeah, but it was cool, and I got it. And we talked after the show, and I sent him the video so he could use it for whatever he wanted to do with it. But so that was pretty cool that
Yeah, and
he was able to do that.
He bought us a couple drinks.
Yes, he did. And like I said, that dude was cool as hell.
Yeah.
He was from Puerto Rico. He lived, I want to say he said he lived right near Columbia, Maryland, because I asked him about.
Yeah, because M3.
Yeah, I asked him about M3. So
And he takes care of his mom, I think. What he said?
I can't remember that part.
I
but
think that's what he told me. But anyway, yeah, I knew he had, because we had told him we go to M3 once a year,
Yeah.
so we're like right there,
Yeah.
close to him.
So we'll have to kind of hook up with him. I got his number, so we texted back and forth a couple times. So
Hell, if anything, maybe he can just come and tailgate.
yeah,
For him,
yeah.
too, if he's
He'd
that
come
close.
hang out with us for,
I mean, he'll
for
have
a
to go
little
to the
bit in the
show
morning.
and
Yeah,
just-
we'll hook him up with a beer or two. So we got Pedro Cardin. I'm gonna butcher your last name. I'm sorry, Cardenas. Revenant sounds amazing live. Tong Po Pyro says exactly, since it was a makeup. Lots of people probably had tickets but didn't go. Probably so.
And that could be it.
And it just worked out for us. And Jamie, I'm not even going to try your last name because I know I'll butcher that one. But he's got some Mexico
Horns.
metal horns for Mexico. G-Man Muller says someone in the crowd had a horse head and was headbanging in it. I did not see that. I wish I could have seen that. I would have.
That might have been Zach.
Or was that maybe they're talking
that
about?
might be Mexico
Yeah, that
City.
would have made it. Yeah, I'm sure that's what they were talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
'cause
Because
I would've
I
thought
would.
we
Yeah,
would've,
I've
yeah.
never saw anybody with a horse head. That would be cool as hell.
But even it's like they come on and they were spot on. I think there was a little error, and they even joked about it on stage.
Yeah, yeah. That it was because she was trying to say Richmond. That was the very last song too, I think. And she was trying to spit Richmond out, and she was having a heck of a time. I got the video of that, and it's on my YouTube channel. She's String 413 if you want to go over there and check it out. I got some other stuff on there too. But so Tom says that was probably Horsey, Horc. So I'm assuming that might be a YouTube
And
person.
if you wonder, we comment on I don't even know if I even said something strange about how hard she pounds the drums. And I mean, live, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they just hit hard and they're tuned. And the live sound, the sound they're putting out is
Oh,
A game too.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
even, it's just unreal. It's like, you can't really explain it. It sounded that good.
Yeah, I was talking to Reggie, and I don't know I know he's with the Warning Army, and I don't know as far as their group goes as what he
Yeah.
is as far as in that group or whatever. But very cool guy. We sat there and talked to him for a little bit, and Dennis the Menace was there with him, and I think
Oh, yeah,
I
that's-
think
he
he
even
was
told
like
us that
he
that's-
was a little higher up on the food chain, I believe, but I think he said he had drove him around a couple times or something. But anyway, so
He had flew all around too.
Yeah.
Is that the guy we're
yeah,
talking about?
yeah. Both guys super cool, but I was talking to Reggie before they started playing. I was talking about Alejandra and how she's up there, and it just looks like she's. I don't want to say that it looks like she's bored, but it kind of looks like she's bored. And he was like, it's because she is bored. He's like, she's so good that
I can see that.
it's not that it's not fun for her, but because you can tell she gets up there and she smiles and she's having fun, but it's just, I guess, not challenging enough. I don't know if that's the correct way to say that, but he said that there's people that have been playing years and years and years longer than she has, and she's doing stuff that they can't do, and I can see that. She's the cream of the crop, in my opinion. I think she's a step ahead of everybody else in the band, but I'm not cutting anybody else in the band because they're all that good.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I guess being their sisters, they're gonna have that bond that
Yeah.
not other bands have. Maybe GFM, but
Yeah. I agree with that. They're going to blend well together. They're going to feed off each other a lot better than maybe some other groups.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're going to have people that feed off each other well, but being their sisters,
Yeah, that's
They're
like
probably
they
gonna
know what
feed
the other
better,
one's
yeah.
thinking in a
yeah,
heartbeat.
yeah.
I mean, a lot easier than, 3 separate people.
Yeah.
I mean, not 3 unfamily.
3 unfamily people. So do you guys know how the Warning makes their money? It is strictly touring and merch. Also, Ali should sing more. I kind of agree. I think Alejandra probably should sing more, but I don't see where it's lacking by any means either. So I think she does good when she does sing.
Yeah. And maybe she chooses not to.
Well,
Maybe she
I don't know.
wanna
Maybe
do
it wouldn't. I don't know. I can't say that it wouldn't sound better if she sang more, but I don't know. We'd have to hear her sing more. But I think she does pretty good. I think she does damn
They all
well.
do their roles
Yeah,
well.
I think I would agree with that. And then Jamie, I'm not sure what you're saying. Something. Yeah, I think it's in Spanish, so I'm not sure exactly what that says. But then we got.
Well,
Oh, hey, Angel's in the house. Hey, Angel.
but I guess we didn't. Somebody said something about merch, and that's probably it. I mean, majority of
yeah.
your bands right now, unless you're really established, and I mean, you get some money off, but I mean, discs like most
Well-
people stream and everything anymore.
So I'm assuming, I'm trying to look here because I think they're on their own. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're kind of on their own. So they're doing everything. I'm sure they're getting, I mean,
Yeah, but
because
then-
they're more of a DIY band, I'm assuming, they're pretty much getting everything off
but
everything.
touring's where the money is.
Yeah,
I
you're,
mean,
yeah,
right
because you're going to
this day
sell
and
all kinds of
time, yeah.
merch, and plus whatever you're making per show. Yeah.
Well, we don't have record stores no more, so you have to
Yeah.
have to have this at your show.
Yeah. Well,
And
and I'm sure the streaming side of things, you're not, I mean, you're making pennies. You're not really making much off of that. And as far as CD sales, I'm sure CD sales, for you and I, that's what we go towards.
Yeah.
I mean, that or vinyl.
Well, I mean, and that's coming back in. I mean,
Well,
it's
and
slowly
then
but
and
surely.
right here is a prime example. You see those 3 autographs on there right there? You can't, are you gonna get your phone autographed?
Yeah.
How many times is that gonna happen? And it's gonna wear off, and that you can put it away.
Who
And
the hell was it Rick talking about that he signed somebody's phone?
I'm sure it happens all the time. But how long does it stay on there? I mean,
he's like, yeah, I can sign it, but I really don't understand why you want me to sign your phone.
so it says make sure you both tune in to YouTube tomorrow night at 8:30. Another first live song being done. We'll definitely try to check that out. Except we'll be at work. That's at 8:30 Central Time. So yeah, we'll be at work unfortunately. So that's where night
Hopefully
shift.
we'll be able
Night
to-
shift sucks. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Work in general.
Yeah,
can
working.
be-
Well, I mean,
can
you
get in
gotta
the
make
way
a
of
living.
stuff.
You got to make a living. That night was a blast. Pleasure meeting you, gentlemen. As
same to you.
likewise, Angel. It was awesome talking to you and everybody else there.
Little
Hey,
Wing.
Little Wing popped in. Message retracted. G-Man says, make sure. Oh, wait a minute. I already read that one. Oh, here we goes. The live broadcast from the site was very good. I remember 30 years ago we used to record our own performances with 8mm video cameras, and the sound and picture were terrible. Exactly.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
Yeah,
in that.
and I remember, we had friends of ours that it was in a local band, and we would go, on the weekends that they played, wherever they were at. I had a camcorder. There was a couple other people that had camcorders, and I still got a lot of those videos.
Well,
Some of it was a little better than others. Just depended on
Yeah.
how drunk we were at the
How
time.
much of these?
Yeah, how many of those we had, but.
Do you remember?
It's still it's a good time capsule, and and it's something cool to go back and reflect on, all those years later.
You remember? You've heard us talk about this East Coast club called Jack's.
Yes.
And String used to record on mini disc.
I got
And-
stacks and stacks of mini discs all kinds of shows that I recorded.
If you stood beside him, you couldn't talk.
Yeah, don't talk to me.
So it
I
was
don't want
like
to hear
if
you
I
talking on my recording.
Yeah, if I really wanted to get into the show, I usually didn't even hang out with
Yeah,
Drake because
I tried to be, I tried to hang out towards the back because it was a little bit better sound back there. But
get in front of the soundboard and you was right in the middle. But that's what we're talking about. That's how much it's changed.
Yeah.
Now you can almost be talking to somebody while you're recording on your cell phone. Is still.
yeah, and then you got that guy that was at the warning show singing his heart out. I heard him, and that was awesome. I'm making fun of it, but I'm not making fun of it at the same time because that dude, he was in it to win it, and then I've been there in that man's shoes, and I've been singing my heart out.
Where you can't even talk the next day.
Yeah, exactly. So I know where he was coming from. So, yeah, transferring them all to digital. I guess they're somewhat kind of digital in a point. That's what Angel was saying about my mini discs. Sound quality wise, some of them were better than others. Once I got kind of honed my skills in, they sounded a little better. But
When David's brother, didn't he mix a couple of them?
he did some of the
Or did-
Draven stuff. I think that.
And I remember you had him do the Kenny Wayne Shepherd, and he's like, I didn't even hardly have to even touch that.
Yeah, that was an awesome show too. Are you guys gonna try to see them again next month when they go back with Hailstorm? I doubt it. We're kind of booked up for a lot of the shows with our work schedules, and we're supposed to be switching our work schedule, so we're not really sure when we're switching. If it's gonna be at the beginning of next year, or if it's gonna be next month or what. But
God, if I got to see them open for Hailstorm though, golly.
oh yeah, that would
be a show.
I would have liked to have seen that. They did play in Virginia, which was about 4 hours away for us, but we had kind of already planned on seeing them in Richmond, which they were by themselves, and that's really what we wanted to see. But it kind of ended up that what was it, the day before we found out that show was canceled, and I think it was the show after, and I can't remember where that was. I want to say it was like Florida or someplace. It was the next night. But thankfully it all worked out and we got to see them, and it ended up.
I know somebody mentioned GFM, and we follow them. Mm-hmm. We should really have some good GFM pictures and
Yes.
stuff from the show we're going to in Charlottesville.
Yes.
So that's something that'll be coming up. Look forward to if you're a GFM fan.
And then Tom Cruise says in October they'll be out here in California, so I'll be able to see them. I hope you get to see them, and I hope it's a kick-ass show. I know it's going to be a kick-ass show. So, let's see. I think I'm caught up on here. There's a couple people on there talking. So anyway, we'll go through past it towards the end of the show. It was very cool because we talked to a lot more people after the show.
Yeah.
I mean, there was people from Chicago, Maryland.
That band travels well.
Yeah.
The fans travel well.
Yeah, that was crazy. The amount of people that, like I said, was
that
from
were
Chicago,
from all over. It flew in
North
to
Carolina,
Richmond.
Maryland, New York, or New Jersey. I think it was New Jersey. Yeah, those two older guys that we talked to, they were from New Jersey. And actually, the one guy was from England, somewhere in England. But yeah, there was people from all, and that dude, he was planning on going to see him, I think, on that GNR show. So that was very cool. And he was talking, because I remember he was telling the story about he bought the tickets already, but he hadn't told his wife. He just said he was going to one more show, but he hadn't told her where it was at.
And I guess most people know we hit 10K last week, which
Yes.
thanks to everybody.
Yes, that was very awesome.
Also, we know that Angel informed us that we have a lot of people that watch us that don't comment but still enjoy
Well,
our
now we
stuff.
talked to a
and-
couple of them at the end of the show that they had came up to us and said, "Hey, we enjoy what
Yeah,
you're doing."
Just because we don't comment don't
Yeah.
mean we don't enjoy
So
it.
that's fine, too,
And
you
that
know,
was
and-
awesome. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, and I don't
because-
think I got. Let's see. Carl from Jersey and Anthony was the other guy's name. So we got Dennis and Reggie. I'm trying to make sure I got everybody's names that we saw at the show. And like I said, we got some pictures with a couple of those guys. So we'll try to post those. Maybe we'll post them on the little message.
Well, that's
thing,
true.
and
Yeah,
we post them on there
comment
'cause you
section or something.
Well, on the
Oh,
Can't-
yeah, I got you.
I can't remember what it's.
Comment. Not comment. Not whatever.
It's like a message
community
board.
tab
Yeah, community. There you go. So,
or community board or whatever. it is.
G-Man says Point Fest in Missouri, end of September, bans over 12 hours, and the warning opening for Hailstorm. We got pit passes, and we'll fight for the rail. There you go. Have at it. JV says seeing them up in British Columbia with 3 days grace in November. That'll probably be a good show too. Manuel, I'm not even going to try your last name because I'm going to butcher that.
Like I said, I'm
react
glad you're
to
doing
new
this.
concert in CDMX. I'm not sure what the CD. I'm assuming MX is Mexico, but I'm not real familiar with the CDX is. Amazing concert in Mexico City. Yeah, the little bit that I did just get to see that stream was very cool. Wayne Mitchell, I wouldn't want to be Guns N' Roses playing with the warning at the hometown in Monterey. Yeah, exactly, because I have a feeling I know who's going to outperform the other band. Mexico City is CDMX. All right, thank you, Tom.
Well, if you go, I mean, I'm a Guns N' Roses fan for a long time, but if you go see Guns N' Roses, I mean, anybody knows Slash is the show.
Yeah.
I mean, he has become the face of Guns N' Roses. Not that Axl's not, but
So Esteb CB says I post some videos of the concert. I hope you could react someday. We'll try to check you out and see what you got there. See what kind of videos you got. Manuel says concert in the Warning Army channel. I will go try to check that out. No, so okay, so yeah, so they're saying stands for Ciudad. I'm not sure exactly. I'm probably butchering that all to hell. So yeah, they're explaining where the CDMX stands for. So yeah. So anyway, so we left the show feeling on top of the world.
Yeah.
It was a great show, and just going back and watching my videos that I recorded, and I went live that night, and I did like 3 videos for the channel, or not 3 videos, 3 songs for the channel that night. My poor arms was getting tired of holding the camera up there for so long. Danny Solo, in the end, is very Slash-esque. Yes, I would agree with that. Did you like the new version of Choke? I don't know. It's not bad. I wasn't as huge of a fan of it. It's I don't know. It's a little different, and it was a little bit. It's a lot going on for me. I like the original better. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You can't go wrong with leaving it alone. I mean, there's some stuff that does sound a little better when they go in and mess with it. Tong Po Pyro says it sucks. I'm not gonna go as far as saying it sucks, but it's not my favorite.
I'll just leave it alone.
Yeah, and then Steb CB says it's not bad, but not for me so much. JV says it's bad. Borealira says I'm not a fan either. All right, so at least I don't feel like I'm downgrading them by any means. Tom Cruise says it's just a remix. We'll do good in clubs with DJs. I agree with that. Yeah, as far as live, I don't want to hear that version of it. I want to hear the original. Angel says he likes it. Yeah, I don't know. Did you listen to it yet?
I must not have because
It's different. You should go check it out.
Yeah,
At
I'll
least
have
check
to
it
check-
and
I'll have
just
to
see what
check
you
it out.
think of it. But maybe it'll help to get a different target. I agree with that. As far as getting to a larger audience, I think that probably would help that.
well, and sometimes it's fun just to go out there and explore, tread water in different areas.
Yeah. And G-Man says label, collab to market all of them to a broader audience. It helps them all. I'm all for it. And yeah, I'm not going to take anything away from it. Like I said, it's not exactly for me. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I mean, obviously, if you like it, you're probably going to buy the song. The remix is targeting Gen Z. I agree with that. Wayne Mitchell, it was like when Aerosmith did rap version of Walk This Way, helped their career. I agree with that. And I
That
like
really
that.
helped Aerosmith.
Yeah, that
That
definitely
pretty much.
boosted them in their career. And it helps some, and it doesn't help some. But like I said, everybody likes something different, so it's not going to be for everybody. And some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it.
Well, and it's nice, and at the end of the day, a big thing about the warning is it's nice to see them keeping rock alive.
Yes.
I mean, if that's what it takes, so be it.
Yeah.
That's always, the next talent is always to make sure it don't go away.
Yeah. And I think, it's every music style has like a rejuvenation period where it kind of piddles out for a little bit, and then somebody comes along and then spikes it back up and then kind of pushes it out there again. I think The Warning is one of those bands that's really getting
They're
that crowd out there again.
Their
And
freaking growth's unreal,
yeah,
and
and just
where
in
we
a
started.
short period of time, really, of where they were and where they are now, it's amazing.
Just when we was introduced, and to where they've come through, and especially when we went and jumped into Murder Scene album,
Oh yeah,
and it's like, especially when as deep as we got into that really made me myself appreciate the
Oh, yeah.
songwriting, the
Oh, yeah.
musicianship, and everything.
because they're crazy good. They're, I think, way ahead of where they should be,
Yeah.
age-wise, in their writing
their
skills.
maturity,
Yes,
and
their maturity
their
level
lyrics
is like
is-
off the chain. Steb CB says, think they need to do a collab with a well-known rock band or singer of rock. I know maybe it doesn't depend of them, but it would be cool. I think
I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see Lizzie Hill doing
that's
something
what I
with
was
them.
getting ready to say. I think right there would be a great collaboration, or even maybe throw in the Pretty Reckless in there. Maybe
Yeah.
they have done something.
And yeah, that
maybe they've
it
done
might
something we just
be-
haven't heard about it yet. Esteb says, I love the live version of 23 and Revenant. And Tom says, I have a feeling they will do something with Hailstorm someday.
Yeah.
They seem to get along well and respect each other. Yes, I think, just what Lizzie done for them, that shows.
That spoke volumes.
Yeah, that definitely spoke volumes.
And what we've seen with Lizzie talking about her past, she was trained, Steve helped her with some of her singing. Tom Kiefer did the duet with her, and, she really, is big on the stuff we grew up on. Plus, she's like pioneering all the female fronts, running with all that too.
Yeah.
That just speaks, and she does interviews all the time, and she's always speaks highly of everybody. So
Yeah. So Lizzie did say they had a songwriting session with the Warring. So
there you go.
there might be something good coming out of that. We got a new person on here that let's see, Dario Stira. I'm a metalhead, but went partying to some club when I was young. It's not bad if you remix some rock music. In my time, there was this local DJ remix Guns N' Roses song to a club, and the crowd went nuts. You don't have to be purist to enjoy life. No, I agree with that. And, sometimes it's just all about the scenario that you're in, the situation or whatever, what's going on at the time. And sometimes, like, I'll hear a song that, I might have been in a venue waiting for a concert to start or something, and it hit me, and it just hit me at the right time that I loved it. And then there's other times I hear something and I'm like, I just really wasn't in the mood to hear that.
But then I'll be a couple weeks later, I'm like,
yeah. And there's been stuff that we've done on here that we've, reacted to, and I might not be totally in love with it. And yet, after I've heard it, 3 or 4 times, I'm like, man, why did I not like this? Because
Yeah.
there was a lot of stuff on Slaughter to Prevail's album
Well, that's the
that I
same
wasn't like Baba Yaga. What was it, Baba Yaga? That I wasn't a big fan of that song. Out of all the ones we did reactions to, that was my least favorite. And now that's probably up there as one of my favorites.
Well, I remember when I first listened, I'm like, man, I would never get into this, and it's like now, you should see where Frank J. I'd be
Yeah.
down with that.
Yeah, you should react to the 21st Century Blood album. That very well might be soon.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get with Love, and maybe we can break that one down. That's 13 acts, so we could probably do it.
Yeah, we can break it down.
Break it
in
down to 4
3 or 4.
parts.
Yeah.
3 or 4 parts.
Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything on here. The girls said they would love to collab with the Muse in any way possible. I don't know a whole lot of the Muse stuff, so I don't know much
Yeah,
of their
I
stuff
really-
to say yay or nay on that. The Warning are opening for Guns N' Roses on October
That's
23rd.
freaking awesome.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean-
very cool, and it's good for both bands in general. And I'm hoping. I don't know how that all went down, whether they got picked some other way or whether Guns N' Roses picked them. I'm not sure of the situation, how they got picked for that show, but either way, they get to open for a huge crowd, and I think it's in Mexico anyway.
So
in
they'll go over
Monterey,
good.
I think it didn't matter if Guns N' Roses was going to be there anyway, that they would have a huge crowd either way.
And maybe Guns N' Roses promoter says you need to get this
Yeah.
band from Mexico.
Well,
City.
and maybe, because that's kind of where they're from, that maybe that's what nailed that them for that show. Wayne Mitchell says, unrelated, check out the first album of the band, Captain Beyond. They opened for Sabbath. I think Love's talked about them.
I bet Jerry knows, and if he's still on.
Hollywood Bowl in 70. I think Love has talked about that. Angel says they were asked to open in Merida. Also, they couldn't do it. True story. Tom says, I don't know, but some rumors go that Metallica recommended them to GNR.
And that
That'd
could-
be very cool. Yeah.
And that could possibly be. And I mean,
So yeah, I mean, obviously, you got bands of that caliber recommending. You
Yeah.
want to listen.
yeah, well,
So-
yeah, and when especially Metallica, you
Yeah.
know, if they're recommending somebody, yeah.
They are bringing the new generation to listen to hard rock again, and hopefully more young bands start playing this style of music. Totally agree with that. There are a huge number of just young bands coming out, not just on this style of, rock, hard rock, just metal in general, like,
But
all
even-
sorts of, like thrashy stuff and more straightforward rock. There's all kinds of new young bands that are just
But there's
waiting
not-
to be caught.
But then we've actually been discovering some people that are, that are the older generations grew up when we grew up, and they're out there putting out their music and,
Yeah.
doing their thing, and it's freaking awesome. I mean,
well, and just like today, we were supposed to interview Gary Jeffries, who was the singer of Asphalt Ballet. Things didn't work out. We got a little,
yeah.
I guess, got mixed up on the time wise or whatever happened. But we're still going to end up doing that. But he's
He's still playing music.
he's still out there playing music, and that's what we want. Don't just give up. Let's see.
There's
Vito, Venito, they are bringing the new generation to listen to hard rock again, and hopefully more young bands. I think I already read that one. JV, whatever happened to the making of the Queen of the Murder Scene you guys were going to do?
We did do that.
Yeah, we
I
did
guess.
do.
We did a 4-part.
Yeah, we did a 4-part
Where we
thing.
really dug into the album,
Yeah.
and
We broke it down into
I guess 4 segments.
the 4 segments of the the chapters.
Yeah.
I think we did Dust to Dust in chapter 1, so we did 4 songs in the first one. We did 3 songs in the second chapter. We did the 3, so it was 3 on each of the other chapters. So we broke it down into 4 parts.
It's way back in the archives.
Yeah, definitely go back and check that out. Fred says, did Metallica ever say anything about the Warnings cover of Entertainment? I don't know.
I'm thinking
I'm sure they have seen it.
I'm thinking that maybe a while back that they had stumbled onto it. Somebody brought to their attention.
Oh, I'm sure
where they
somebody,
played
yeah.
down in the basement,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
that far back.
Yeah.
Maybe it was to Lars might have mentioned it or something.
So Angel says to Fred, they put them first on the album. Dario says there's a lot of new rock bands. My problem with them is most of them always growl, less singing and so. But that I agree with that. There's a lot of growly stuff out there, but that's what some people want, and then some
That's
people don't.
just-
So
that's big
I
right
didn't
now.
used to like a lot of the growlier stuff. I'm kind of leaning more into the growlier side of things. So I enjoy both. Just like Slaughter to Prevail, there's not really your cup of tea,
Yeah.
but once you listen to the album,
Once
you
you
kind of
get-
appreciate it a little bit more.
Well, in the same way with Ginger.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't. I mean, I'm just going to put this out here that Tatiani, anybody that says that girl can't sing,
Oh, dude, she's
I mean, she has got. It's incredible.
on a level of her own, but you know she's doing the growly thing, but she can sing melodically. And,
Yeah, she's got the
she's
voice
got
of
a
an
beautiful
angel.
voice when she sings normally, and I got me a ticket to go see
Yeah,
that.
that's what you were saying, Seth.
I've been wanting to see them, and come along, and I was like, man, I got to go see this. So I'm hoping that work schedule works out, and I can go. And I don't hope I don't have to call in, but if I got to, I got to. It's worth it. Let's see. Jerry says, I'm not sure about them opening for Sabbath, but then again, Sabbath wouldn't remember it either. Probably so. Tom says, I think James from Metallica said that the way the Warning did the cover of Enter Sandman for the 30th anniversary of the Black Album is what they wanted everyone to do, not just straight
Yeah, I think I
covers.
remember hearing
And I tell you what, when we saw them play Enter Sandman,
I like the way they played it.
it was different,
Yeah.
and it
And,
was
well,
way slower and drug out. But I loved it. I liked it. It was totally different.
And if you want to hear it, that is on our.
Yeah, that's on the live that I posted
Yeah.
that night from the show.
And I actually got a video of it also.
Oh, all right,
posted
yeah.
on there.
So, Steph says they need to do a tour with a big band like Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Metallica in Europe to finally jump to the major league.
I believe it's happening. I mean,
it's
if
probably
Guns N'
gonna happen.
Roses is already.
If they're
having
doing
them
that in
opening-
Mexico, it's going to happen elsewhere.
And they played on the same bill as Metallica down at that festival, somewhere down in Florida.
Yeah. Angel says STP. Wayne says Jerry, they opened for Sabbath in 72. Gentle Giant, Captain, Beyond, and Sabbath. Sabbath got sick and couldn't do any encores. Burkitty says they could tour in Europe now and sell out a lot of venues. I agree with that. Jerry's a Growly fan, which we know that. G-Man says James is dating Kardashian now. He is on the blacklist. Radio Rafa Namafala does good with mixing growls with singing. I totally agree with that. I like her voice. She's
And y'all, we have a Namafla.
coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just needs to be edited, but it is one
Yeah,
recorded.
yeah, be on the lookout for that. Although Mayu growl screams are more like Florida Panther. I kind of agree with that. Jerry says Wayne was it sick or too messed up? Also mad the ladies are just wrapping up their very first official tour. Give them some time to come up to Metallica level. I think they're kind of there already.
Yeah.
Angel, welcome to Rockville, Daytona Beach. Jerry, they said Tony Iommi was sick and the ambulance picked him up at the parking lot. So, but anyway, great night. We had, lots of interactions. And I talked to Rudy. I had actually emailed. I didn't know who I was talking to at that point in time, but I actually emailed through the band's website. And I told you going to the show.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you who, but I did tell you that I had a surprise that I hope it went through, but I didn't want to spoil it. We would wait and see. I spoiled it at the show because I talked to
had to,
Rudy,
yeah, 'cause we
which is
had
the
to.
manager for the band, and I went up to him and that's kind of how I kind of spoiled it there. Because I had actually sent an email and said, hey, we would like to get a show promo. Hey, this is the warning. You're watching Hops Metal Show. Just something simple, just like that. And I asked if we could get the girls to do something for us. And never heard anything. And it went like, I don't know, 2 weeks. We went to the show. I didn't know who I was talking to, but we had just got done eating. We went back to the car to get a couple things and drop some stuff off in the car. We go heading back over. Ends up being Rudy, the manager for the band. I just went up to him. I was like, hey, I'd sent out an email. I was looking to see if I could get the ladies to do like a little show intro thing for us. I didn't know. Maybe we could get something today. And Rudy's like, oh, send me an email. We'll try to hook you up. And so that was what, 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, whatever it's been, and I haven't heard anything yet. So I'm hoping maybe
Yeah,
Rudy
there's
pulls
still, I
through.
mean-
Yeah. So if anybody knows Rudy, you can throw a little something in there for us. But
Do you want to just, I guess, put some feedback here on what do you think of the live thing?
yeah, I mean, we got a pretty
Because-
good number.
yeah.
We got some likes. We got
mean, it's definitely
67
enough to-
people in right now. So
Definitely
this is
enough
pretty
to
cool.
make me pursue it again.
Yeah, I had fun. I like reading the comments. Wayne Mitchell, Jerry, they said Tony was sick. Oh, I read that one. Steb, I don't like that at least here in Mexico, the press says that they play metal and not hard rock and even call them metalheads. I think they kind of are to a point. I mean, obviously,
But
they're-
we talk about the whole.
yeah,
It's the
I think
whole
there's too many
thing's-
genres of
Yeah.
music in general. I kind
Rock's
of generalize it, everything into metal.
Yeah.
And when I say metal, I'm counting hard rock and all that, and that's probably what the press does when they're saying that too. Kitty says, sadly, they need to get out of Mexico. The press in Monterey is so male-centric that they get ignored. That is why CDMX was, quote, their biggest, most important concerts they play so far. I don't know about the press down there, obviously, but I can probably understand that that's probably how it goes. The live thing is good, Fred says. Chip 1878, hi, lads from Liverpool. Hey, from Virginia. It is rumored that the Warning are playing England next year. I flew to Texas to catch 3 shows in May. Well worth the journey. That is awesome.
deal.
I have not been to a show outside of the United States. I did on my honeymoon go to. We went several places in England. We went to Stonehenge, and I ended up running into some of the road crew guys for Black Label Society. So that was very cool. So that was probably the most band-related thing outside of America. They play good music, period, is what Cody Francis says. Do it again, legit content from cool dudes. See you at M3. Very awesome. Angel, come hang out with us. Even if you don't go to the show,
Yeah, we'll tailgate.
we'll hook up with you. Before
We always
go in.
pregame, so
5 minutes from his
and
house.
I
so-
tell you what, we'll take care of the beer for you this
Yeah,
time.
yeah, we got you, buddy. So I think, we got a couple comments saying yes, do the live thing. I had fun. I mean,
Yeah.
we're already an hour in deep, so I had fun. Seems like there's a pretty good response out of this.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it, and yeah,
maybe next
we
time
can,
we'll get Luff down here too.
yeah, and we can take some requests and stuff. We didn't really know how this was going to go over. We've been talking about this for a while. It's been a crazy summer for me,
Yeah.
and we're hoping to explore a lot this fall. We've got some really cool interviews. It looks like we're starting to line up,
Yeah.
and we're hoping to get some more new stuff. But we've got some, pretty much they're heroes to us.
Yes, and for us, we're 80. We grew up, we're Gen Xers, so we grew up in the 80s, and we love our hair metal stuff. Not just hair metal, we love all kinds of metal, thrash,
Yeah.
anything from hard to soft. You guys are awesome. Was waiting for this live stream for a while. That's awesome,
That's
Tom.
cool.
Thank you for that. Hailstorm and Pretty Reckless are classified as heavy metal. That I don't consider them heavy metal, but I throw them in as metal just because like I said, it's just you can't. I get tired of saying, progressive this or tech death, whatever. It's just it's
Well,
metal.
it's like we have a metal show. We call it a metal show.
Yeah.
We've done everything from who's the band from England that Slade. We've done
Oh,
everything
yeah.
from Slade to Slaughter Prevail.
Yeah.
I mean, so anything falls in there. ZZ Top,
See you, Fred.
AC/DC.
Peace out, brother.
Later.
Step says, thank you guys. Dario says, genre and subgenre, I'm not a purist, just love rock music in general. There you go. That's kind of where
There,
I'm at,
that's
too.
where
I just like hard rock, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it. It's just music, and that's what I enjoy. Amber Heard versus Saint Anger, Metallica. G-Man, they can go soft or hard. Don't put them in a box, as they will break through that stereotype. Yes, I agree with that. It's all rock, Tom says. So yeah, I mean it. To
Well,
me,
and that's what's cool about them. They haven't pigeon. Well, I guess whatever you want to.
they haven't hold themselves. They haven't put themselves in a little corner.
Yeah.
Of a certain, because they got stuff that's all over the place.
Yeah, and that's what you.
Yeah.
That's how you do your longevity. That's how Kid Rock's made it as long as he's made it. You don't.
Well, how many years ago was it when we were hanging back in Criderville, and I pulled out that Kid Rock,
Yeah.
and that was more straight rap stuff. And I'm not. I like a little bit of rap stuff. Especially the old school rap. And Kid Rock's earlier stuff was more straight rap stuff. And now look where he's at.
Yeah, I mean, he's had
but he had metal infused. He had like guitars and drums and stuff in that
Yeah.
music.
And
So-
I mean, and what do you consider? I mean, do you consider Bob with the Boz that new metal? Is that metal? I mean, is that hard rock? I mean,
Dario says at least it's not MJK. I'm assuming it's MGK, Machine Gun Kelly music. Then Jerry says, great show, Chris and Jeff. I didn't want to watch the live stuff much, but to watch the replays. But since I'm homebound, I got more time on my hands. Yes, Jerry
Yes.
had got hospitalized
He's
for a
this
little bit of
bionic
time.
man.
Yes, so now he's the bionic man. He's got he's hobbling around, but he had to
He
get a
was
little work
mobile
done on his
yesterday,
leg, and so he's back out of the hospital and he's home, and so we're glad to see he's doing well. JV, they remind me of a Def Leppard. Kinda. I kind of agree with that a little bit. Duncan McLeod, Amber Heard versus your ex-girlfriend. Radio Rafa. I mean, I'm going to go. Keep on rocking in old Virginia. Thank you, sir. Or ma'am, I'm not sure. I'm going with a sir. Yeah, MGK. Sorry, yeah. One of the markers of progressive rock is a concert story album, i.e. Rush, Pink Floyd, Planet P,
Yeah.
etc. Yes, I agree with that. Aloha boys, Curtis. Assuming you're in Hawaii. Burkitty, forgot, yes. G-Man, Sophie Lloyd, Stowe, MGK, Spotlight, Chip 1878, The Warning have their own rock sound. Many rock genres rolled into one. They are so versatile. I agree with that. And that's kind of what is good about them. They're kind of bringing a whole new life to the scene.
so you wanna just wrap this up?
Yeah, because we got
got life.
yeah, we gotta get out of here. But yeah, so
Thanks everybody for. This has been awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, this
I
was.
think- yeah,
this
this-
went over way different from what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I love the interaction.
yes, and this worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Able to see the stuff and be able
Everybody
to chat.
see
We
us
need to fix this. We got to do
Yeah.
something about that.
But this is all kind of like when this whole show started. We just fly by the seat of our pants.
That's kind of how it goes. But anyway, so yeah, keeping on the lookout. We definitely have the Gary Jeffries interview. We're going to reschedule that. We're in the works of getting that figured out. We're in the works on talking to
like
Dirty
Dirty
Looks.
Maybe Dangerous Toys.
And maybe Dangerous Toys down the road. So that's all bands that, were huge huge deals for us
Yeah.
growing up listening to that stuff. So
When even newer stuff, we're getting out there, and our name's getting out there, and
Yeah.
we're getting connections. So
Yeah.
we don't really know what's going to come in.
yeah, so we enjoy I mean, we've done a lot of the newer band stuff. Bands that still up and
Something
coming.
strikes us.
Yeah, and we got some connections now, so we're getting leads on some of these newer bands. And then plus we're trying to reach out and get with these bands that we grew up listening to. So it's just helping us grow. Getting more. We enjoy doing the reaction stuff.
Yeah, and
But-
we'll still do that.
Yeah, we'll
I
still
mean,
do that. So don't think that just because we're doing the interviews, we're going to do away with that. We still enjoy doing that stuff. But
And we might start doing, and we're talking about doing like top fives. We might actually do them live, where we have actual guests.
Yeah.
Come on, it'll be like our streaming interviews.
Yeah.
But we'll actually have people on there, and we'll discuss, and then you'll have your comment box over here where you can comment on
Mm-hmm.
if you agree with that was a good pick for a top five, or Hop, you completely suck. You don't know what the hell you're talking
but
about.
that's where opinions matter. Everybody has their. I've always been told opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one,
Yep.
and you can't go wrong with that. All right, so we'll read through some of these last comments here, and then we'll bust out of here. Let's see. Wayne Mitchell would see Van Halen for $1.50 at clubs in the 70s in California or Southern California, covering Led Zeppelin songs.
crazy.
Yeah, that was then history was made. I agree. That would have been awesome to see that. Tom Cruise, when you're having fun, time flies. Amen. When we like to talk too, so then time flies on that. Frank J, good night. Thanks for the stream. Thank you, Frank. Green screen. Cool. Yeah, that's definitely green. Chip 1878, nice one, lads. Great show. See you soon. 5 a.m. here. So yeah, wherever they're at, they're either up early or going to bed late. One of the two. Dario.
Or they're at working night shift.
Yeah, they could be that too. Dario, they're working, listen to us at the work. Dario says, throws the horns to us. Do you remember a band called Sidewinder? I don't think I've heard of them.
No, I never.
I might go check them out here when I get home. Let's see, Esteb, here in Mexico, they went to Universal Music Label. Berkitty, mid-'80s drummer, played with baseball bats for solo. Ooh, I bet you that was interesting. G-Man, nice chat with Real Talk. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Love and could've.
The Mad Maggie, glad to see you covering The Warning. They remind me of Van Halen in the late 70s. I think they will be huge someday. They already are huge. And, I mean, not internationally maybe, but they're definitely huge in our book, and they're going to get way huger. Like that's some gooder English right there.
That's some of our great skills here in Virginia.
Tom says you just needed love and could have made the error cover. We tried to get Love here tonight, but he didn't want to come. He was being a
We're not sure. what
fuddy dud. I don't know, but anyway, so he didn't want to hang out tonight. The Mad Maggie, if you recall, I was one of the first asked for The Warning on your channel, and I'm horrible at names and trying to remember things. I'm doing good to remember what I did yesterday on a good day.
Yeah, right here's my memory.
But he's got a book, and you're probably in that book as being one of the ones. So thank you for hanging around all these years with us. Rudy, Headbang Army, your reaction, sir. So anyway, thank you to everybody who hung out with us. We
And stay
greatly
tuned.
appreciate it.
It's going to get exciting, I believe.
Hopefully we got a lot of good things coming,
Yeah.
and
That y'all are going to enjoy
yeah,
too.
we hope everybody enjoys it. So to all, thank you, and good night or good morning wherever you're at. So
See y'all.
peace.